Hi, I'm Rebecca Evans, Deputy Minister for Farming and Food. Modern forestry is playing an increasingly important role in the lives of Welsh people, providing benefits that society wants and needs. Trees give us clean air. They soak up water, helping to prevent flooding of land and property, often many miles downstream. The Welsh Government's forestry strategy, Woodlands for Wales, sets out our long-standing vision for Welsh woodlands over the coming years. We want Wales to be known for its high-quality woodlands that enhance the landscape, provide real social and community benefits, support thriving woodland-based industries and contribute to a better quality environment. By planting areas of unproductive marginal land with trees, owners can have a win-win scenario of shelter for stock, an increase in biodiversity, better management of water and a highly valuable commercial crop of timber in future years. The examples and information contained in this film are provided by real people who have benefited from having more woodland on their land. They support the view that there may often be a better, more productive and ultimately more profitable use of some of our marginal land. Please do enjoy the film. I hope it will lead to cooperation that will benefit all of Wales.
My name's John Warburton Lee. We own Broad Oak and Gila Farm as a diversified family farming business. So I took over the family farm in 2005 after my father died. We've got a 500-acre hill farm, Gila, just outside Snowdonia National Park. And of the 500 acres, Gila is a classic upland hill farm. There was, when we first went to Gila in 1965, about 25 acres of traditional woodland, and my father then planted up another 50 to 60 acres of conifer plantations. The farm runs from 900 feet, where at the bottom ground we've got about 100 acres of good grazing grass, up to 1,700 feet. The middle of the farm in particular is very rocky. There are quite substantial areas of the farm where we can't get tractors on doing any agricultural development. And so it made very good sense to take some of the less productive agricultural areas and to put them into coniferous woodland. The motivation behind planting was several-fold. Many of the farms around Gila are very bare and open, and the woodland that we have planted has not only dramatically altered but dramatically benefited the farm and made it a more interesting place, a more biodiverse place, just a more pleasant place. There have been significant benefits in terms of shelter. Overarching all of that, of course, it was a requirement to plant woods that were going to have an economic return and that were economically viable. So it was important to identify areas that were going to produce better as woodland than they were agriculturally. Other things that needed to be taken into consideration was access, and that's a system of roads that we have further developed over the past 40-50 years. So the majority of the new woodland that have been planted at Gila were planted throughout the 70s and 80s when there was a strong government policy of encouraging woodland. We, as a farm, have always been an early adopter of the woodland schemes. We were one of the first farms into Better Woodland for Wales. We were one of the first farms into Glastier woodland management. The other benefits that the schemes produce, or one of the tie-ins that the schemes produce, is encouraging not only the commercial side of the woodland but the biodiversity. So we've chosen at Gila to plant predominantly commercial conifer, and where we've done that, that has worked on the whole extremely well. The majority of the woods that we've cut or felled have produced a good crop. The backdrop, of course, must be a clear government policy to support commercial woodland. And as a woodland owner and as a woodland grower and as a landowner, it is vital, if we are to commit the land, if we're to commit the resources and the financing on our side, that we know that the government is foursquare behind us and is keen to develop not only the forestry industry as its own industry and to fulfill the requirement for timber going into the future, but also to derive the benefits that it looks for through the biodiversity, the flood alleviation, the water quality and the other governmental objectives. So we chose to offer the woodland this time through a tendering process. That was overseen by Fletcher Woodland. And that process worked very well, and that is certainly something that we would choose to do again.
My name is Charles Gittins. I work for Fletcher Woodland. We are a forestry management and contracting company based in Chirk, covering Wales and the Welsh borders. In this film, we have seen the successful integration of farming and forestry at Geelar Farm. This was made possible by detailed planning in the early stages by the Warburton Lee family, where they identified the key objectives for their farm woodland. These were shelter for livestock, timber production, flood alleviation, biodiversity and landscape. The result has been an increased economic and efficient use of the land at Geelar, an increase in capital value and an overall better place to live and work. For those farming families interested in establishing woodland, there are various sources of assistance. These would include woodland management companies, local authorities and friends and colleagues. In many cases, farming families will already have an idea of those areas of the farm where they may consider woodland planting. We as a company can assist you with the design and implementation of a woodland establishment plan. Equally important is the continued maintenance of your woodland to ensure a good crop of timber develops. As John has just mentioned, we assisted him with a standing sale at Geelar to ensure maximum returns for his final crop. And as we are about to see, Wales has a thriving timber processing sector, providing a solid market for your end product.
Hi, I'm Phil Wilkinson, Works Manager at ATC. I'm also round timber buyer. ATC Sawmills have been here since the 1950s. Well, we process over 100,000 cubic metres of softwood per year, predominantly Sitka spruce. What does 100,000 cubic metres a year represent? Well, that's about, on average, 20 lorry loads of timber coming across our weighbridge every day. Well, the majority of our raw material is sourced within probably a 60-mile radius of the site here at Ellesmere. I would say 90% of the softwood that we purchase is from Wales. The homegrown softwood industry has grown on the back of increasing volumes of raw material from UK forests. We do have a concern that that volume in the medium to long term is not being replaced at the rate that we would be comfortable with. Another area which we would like to see expanded would be new planting. The market is there. We have a vast market for softwood timber in the UK, and substitute imports for homegrown timber, we need the raw material. The market for softwood, specifically spruce as a preferred species, the market is there, and I would reassure anybody interested in investing in planting softwood for the future, there would not be a problem in moving that volume.
Hello, my name is Malcolm Williams. I'm Operations Director at a company called AE Evans Limited, located on the English-Welsh border at a place called Warburton Lee. We're a small to medium-sized timber producer, producing round machined logs for the agricultural industry. We also produce a range of machine round landscaping logs for use with hard landscaped areas. We take in approximately 30,000 tonnes of raw material each year. Our preferred species are spruce and pine, and currently 70% of our overall volume comes from local Welsh forests.
My name's Andrew Evans, I'm the Works Manager here at AE Evans. One of our current concerns at the moment is the fall in supply of small roundwood currently being put forward from the Welsh forests for future supply to us at AE Evans. We feel any farmers considering using their land for future growth of timber, we know we will be here in the long term and we will require and need that supply.
Our future plans as far as the woodland at Gila go, on the whole, is to maintain the sort of programme that we've had hitherto. So plantations that we've just felled will be replanting with predominantly conifer, although the planting regimes include for 25% broadleaf to achieve species diversity. What would I say to other farmers considering going into forestry? It's a big decision. You're committing your land, certainly under the current government regime, in perpetuity. We greatly enjoy the woods that we've got at Gila. They add massively to the farm on many levels. We found the schemes on the whole helpful in amenity terms, in shelter terms, in income terms, through producing an income on plots of land that otherwise were not agriculturally very commercial and would have only been lightly grazed by probably sheep. The woodland is an important part of the mix that is Gila Farm.